no numbers, there's no pictures, there's no videos, there's no gameplay. I don't like it.
Yo, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope everyone's having a good day so far. And today, Freemers, we are back with another Palia lore reading. And today, we are going to be jumping in to the Enfields lore. There's a lot. There is like 4 different things to go through, basically, for all the Enfields. It's crazy. It is kind of wild. So, without a further ado, we're going to dive into it. This is part 1. We're going to be going through Aloyne's entries because she was the first Enfield that we were acquainted with in her vault. So, but one thing I want to just bring up real quick, because for those who don't know who the Enfields are, they're basically the villains of Royal Highlands, and they're the bad guys, basically. If you were to make comparisons to who the Enfields or the Enfields, I like saying Enfields, flies off the tongue better, but like the Enfields are basically like the opposite of the human overseers, which it would be Galen, Hephaestus R, Enema V, and Titus J, and then obviously Oris as well. But like the Enfields are basically the opposites of the human overseers, because Galen was Keeper of Waves at the Hydroflow Human Overseer Station. Hephaestus R was Keeper of Flames at the Pyroflow Human Overseer Station. Enema was Keeper of Gales at Aeroflow. Titus J was Keeper of Roots at Terraflow. But the Enfields are a little bit different, because they mess with the elements, but in different ways. And we're going to find out how they mess with the elements through these lore entries. And it's just really crazy, like, how they're the complete opposite. And there's just, like, there's this twist, like, oh, you've got the people that are doing good, but then you've also got the people that are doing bad, you know? So, kind of crazy that they've done this, but I'm almost positive as well that the Enfields are Galders. If they're humans, I mean, the evidence is going to be in the lore tabs here, but, yeah, I'm not sure. But, anywho, without further ado, let's jump into the lore. So, first one is the lab access note, which there's one of these at every single state, every single vault. Because you have to figure out how to get into their vault. But yeah, let's go ahead and read this. Lab access note. Hello, trespasser. You attempt to enter my domain. To prove you are worthy to pass, you must learn how to unfreeze time, or at least unshackle the ties that bind. Aloyne Enfield. P.S. In case I find this note and I forgot, there are 3 buttons. Press all of them. So Aloyne is the lesser of the Enfields, and I've mentioned this a lot, but yeah, her siblings don't care for her at all. Like, she is the runt of the litter in, like, if you were talking like animal terms, like basically like the one that no one cares about. So it's interesting, and I want to see how like Aloyne is kind of treated in these lore entries. But let's keep going here. And yeah, it's just literally the entry to get in. But anyway, lab access note. Amber Echo Catalog. The substance which infects the Royal Highlands appears to be a type of echo, much like the kind found within the Elderwoods. Based on preliminary studies, it exhibits all the same basic qualities of emotional resonance and energy. However, unlike the Elderwood echo, this amber echo does not possess its hosts, but instead encapsulates them in a type of gooey resin. I shall begin my experiments on the trapped host soon. Sample number 1, taken from a frozen schmoll. When interviewed with the potion of fungi speech, it described being trapped with the memories of its time as a young spore, to the point of becoming immobile. Fascinating. Perhaps this is the key to freezing time and stopping the clock. So, interesting. So, Aloyne, I believe, is Aeroflow. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure that is the whole thing. I'll just write it down, Aeroflow, because I'm pretty sure that's what that's what element she got paired with. But basically, she seems to be like messing with the Amber Echo, which is interesting. But also, she's trying to figure out how to stop time, which I think is wild to me. she's like trying to figure out how to freeze time so nothing moves, and I think she's trying to keep her family together is maybe what she's looking into, because her family thinks so less of her that like she just wants to matter, she wants to be something to them, and like she figures if finding a way to freeze time is that way of doing that, then she's going to try anything she can. So that's interesting, but let's keep going here. Sample number 2, taken from the bark of a tree. While the tree had no apparent memories or desires to communicate, I did notice that this substance was much older than what Bellefontaine discovered in the Elderwoods. Upon consuming the substance, I observed that it tastes of yearning rather than despair. As every good scientist knows, despair tastes a bit like grape, which, while this tastes like the bananas of my childhood before the flow plague made them extinct. Flow plague. So, unknown plague. So now we know this to be flow plague. That's interesting. So flow plague is what basically killed off a lot of people, and I don't know if that's how humans went extinct, but that could be why, but I'm not sure. And again, we have no way of knowing. See, we see childhood here. I don't know, maybe they aren't Galders, maybe they are, I have no idea, but I'm led to believe they are Galders. Just because, like, I don't know. Because Aloin has a oneness, and it's with rocks. So I do think they were Galders, but, you know, I could be wrong. But, you know, it's interesting that Aloin is, like, it's weird, because Aloin's all about aeroflow, and at least I'm pretty sure Aloin's all about aeroflow. But, like, she's going out into the wild and, like, doing things kind of like Terraflow person would do, like Bellefontaine, which Bellefontaine is, all about Terraflow. But yeah, fascinating. So this is just interesting. So she's trying to figure out how the Amber Echo works and how it freezes time. I think that's what she's researching here. But let's keep going. Sample number 3, taken from the walls of King Mudan's palace, and we by the way, before we keep going, King Mudan. That name's been mentioned before. He's the king of the Empire of Valeria and the Palian Republic. So I don't know if he's still alive. I don't know who runs the cities and whatnot. But anyway, let's keep going. Sample number 3, taken from the walls of King Mudan's palace. When refined through the extractor and made into juice, I was able to witness the memory and feelings of an unnamed and unremarkable ancient human. It seems I've unearthed definitive proof that the clock does not move in one direction, as my siblings so stubbornly believe. Unfortunately, consuming so much Amber Echo has given me a tummy ache. I will be taking a break from my experiments for a while. So, a tummy ache. I mean, it makes me wonder if the Enfields are human or not. Because they're describing human tenacities. They're describing human things. So it's really hard to say. But I'm not sure. I guess we'll find out when we keep going here. But let's move on to the next part of Aloin here, which is a letter from Amadeus. No, I will not tell you how to get into your vault. I told you to stop taking those stupid forgetting potions ever since you forgot Father's birthday last year. You think you're so smart, figure it out yourself. Or at least forget you have a brother and stop contacting me. I have more productive things to do than with my very valuable time than babysit my deranged sister, Amadeus. So, you can literally see here that Amadeus does not care for Aloin at all. And Amadeus is the higher sibling, basically the best sibling in, like, if it goes down the list, it's Amadeus, Hallward, Bellefontaine, and Aloin. So, Amadeus doesn't care for... I'm assuming Amadeus doesn't care for, like, Bellefontaine either, but it's hard to say. But yeah, Amadeus just is fed up with Aloin at this point. It's like it's wild that, like, the whole family doesn't care. I don't think the whole family cares for Aloin at all, and it's proof here that Amadeus has more important things to do than babysit, and that's just his prerogative. But he is the higher power of the sibling hierarchy, so he's like he's not the leader, because the leader of this whole family is Major Domo Enfield, which is, it's weird that he's gone, right? But like somehow he put himself into like a Galder system, it's weird. And I don't know if we'll get into that lore at all. I don't think we will, because it was kind of explained in the main story, which I have recorded. It's all up. But yeah, just again, Aloyn being the lesser sibling, the other siblings are not going to care about Aloyn, and that's why Aloyn feels like it's such an outside character from the Enfields, because Aloyn, it feels like Aloyn could have been good, but instead decided to just like decided to be with the family and could have just gone out on their own. But no, it's wild. Anyway, keep going. Letter from a science journal. I'm sorry to inform you, but your piece, Amber Echo, The Key to Accessing the Unreal, was not accepted for publication in the Nocturne Journal of Science. While many of your theories show excellent outside-the-box thinking, the paper itself reads more like a science fiction piece than a work that would find its way into a scholarly journal. As requested, we have enclosed your original handwritten submission with this envoy. So it seems like Aloyn was basically like, hey, I'm studying all this Amber Echo, and I think it could freeze time, and I want to... She basically submitted it to, like, I don't know, a college, or... Like, basically, so, the Nocturne Journal of Science. So, that's, like... There was a mention of, like, the Umbran Natural History Museum, and then there is a place called Nocturne Harvest Meadows, so maybe that's around the same place. We'll write that down. Nocturne Journal of Science. Can't spell. That's good. Science. So yeah, it seems like Aloyn wanted to publish this stuff, to her findings and all that, but like, again, mentioning outside the box thinking, Aloyn is not like the other Enfields, or Enfields, or whatever. She's like her own person, and that's kind of wild to me, that like, you still want to be with your family even though they treat you like garbage, and you're getting denied publications. It seems like Aloyn should have gone out of her way to like move past like being a part of the family and just done her own thing, because I feel like Aloyn would have been a really cool character to like maybe meet, but like, again, this is like way in the past, so there's no way this would have happened. But there's 5 entries here, so we got a little bit to go. There's more story to this. Let's keep going. Title: Amber Echo, The Key to Accessing the Unreal, by Aloyn Enfield. Scholars and sages alike speak of a realm beyond ours that contains strange entities that control our world and existence, often referred to as Beyond the Veil, the Dragon's Realm, or even the Realm of Magic. It is widely accepted that this is a realm of gods and monsters that can create or destroy anything in our world. But what if I told you there was another realm, a beyond the veil, if you will? Continue reading to learn more. So, I don't know, again, like, when you read this, it does seem like fiction, because there's some people that probably don't believe that there's a world outside of the one they're currently in, and that's when the Nocturne Journal of Science was just like, I mean, we can't show this to people because some people won't believe it, we can't put that in there, this is fiction. And Aloyn, probably feels differently, because of all the Amber Echo she's seen. She's like, I mean, there's got to be more to life than just where she is. So Aloyn is really an out-of-the-box thinker, but I don't even know if I'm going to write any of this down, because it doesn't seem like it matters. But there is, like, I've talked about it, there is a world outside of, like, the current Palia world, because there's, like, I talked about it, there was concept art where, like, there was a portal or something in the sky. Like, there could be other worlds out there, and maybe at some point, Singular Sisters is gonna find a way to go to more, like, planets outside of the one they're currently in. Who knows where Palia goes, in the future, but, like, there's a chance that, like, we could go to other places other than just the world of Palia, But yeah, moving on. I have noticed several faults in our world that I am sure you have noticed too. Have you ever noticed that sometimes as you run your movement stutters, or that faraway objects pop in and out of existence? Have you ever had friends and family recount commonly known facts with slight inaccuracies, such as important events happening on different dates or citing contradictory occurrences? I believe these faults are due to errors made by entities I will call the true creators, in a realm I will herein refer to as the unreality or simply the unreal. So, I think Aloyn is a character that breaks the fourth wall. And it maybe not, but like there's like right here. Have you ever noticed that sometimes as you run, your movement stutters? Because there's moments where you'll run in Palia, like you're sprinting, you will like lag back a little bit sometimes. It happens once in a while. Or that faraway objects pop in and out of existence. So like glitches in games, like items will be there and sometimes they won't be. Like when you grab a foraging item and it's still there but grayed out, you know? And then have you ever had friends and family recount commonly known facts, slight inaccuracies, such as important events happening on different dates or citing contradictory occurrences? Because everyone remembers something differently, you know? And then she references here the true creators, which would be Singularity 6. So like Eloine, I believe, is more of an out-of-the-box thinker, but like probably knows more than the Enfields do. She's thinking beyond where she is currently, you know? And then she mentions here the unreality or simply the unreal. Funny enough, unreality is like a reference to like Kingdom Hearts 4 a little bit, even though that game's not out yet, but like that is a reference to that game, you know? But anyway, moving on to the next part. You may ask, why should we care? Our world is our world. It does not matter if we are created by perfect gods or imperfect beings 2 realms removed. It doesn't change our day-to-day toils. This is why I ask you to think. What if it could? During my research of a substance unique to the Royal Highlands that I call Amber Echo, I have discovered that the grand clock of our creators can be reversed or even stopped, which begs the question, what else can we change about our world when we better understand it? So it seems like people don't believe that Amber Echo exists, like people outside the Royal Highlands, because the Royal Highlands is its own little area. It's like disconnected from every other place. So it's just it's interesting, man. It's so interesting. So I don't know. It's interesting that like Eloine wants. It seems like Eloine doesn't want to be in the world she's currently in. It seems like she wants to get so far away from the world that she's building ideas in her head that like something exists beyond her reality because of Amber Echo and because, you know, she thinks there's something else out there and she wants to discover that. She doesn't want to be in the world with her siblings. She wants to be elsewhere, you know. But let's go ahead and wrap this lore entry up. The rest of the article appears to be missing. Interesting. Okay, so there was another part to the article, but Eloine must have removed it or something. I don't know. Or maybe the Journal of Science, Nocturne Journal of Science, took it, and there was actually some non-fiction there, you know? It's interesting. But let's keep going. Vault unlocking attempts. Attempts to access the vault. Attempt number 1. Every key in my key ring, none of them worked. Makes sense, the vault has no keyhole. Attempt number 2. A numerical code. As there is nowhere to enter a code, I recited the numbers aloud. I tried my birthday, all of my siblings' birthdays, and the anniversary of when I met Rocky. None of them worked. Back to the drawing board. Attempt number 3, a password. I attempted to speak all of my favorite phrases, but appears the forgetting potion took care of that too. Then I tried the name of my pet rock, Rocky. Still didn't work. Attempt number 4, I tried sacrificing the thing I love most, Rip Rocky. So something interesting about Eloine, not only is she trying to like escape her reality, it seems like that's what she's trying to do, but also she is continually taking this forgetting potion. And I don't know what that is, but it seems like it is something that basically causes amnesia and like makes her forget. I think she's trying to forget how her siblings feel about her, and that's why Eloine keeps asking her siblings for help, and why she's trying to appease to them is because she's forgetting all the mean things they're doing to her. She's trying to forget everything that's bad about her life and trying to keep the good. It also seems like she got rid of her pet rock just to get into the vault. But because she's taking these forgetting potions, she doesn't know how to get into her vault, which is insane. That's why Amadeus was getting mad at her, because she kept asking him for help. And, you know, he literally replied to her. And probably what happened was Eloine took another forgetting potion because she didn't like the way he responded. So Eloine probably lost herself to this forgetting potion, which is just crazy to me, man. But let's keep going here. Attempt number 5. An amber flutterfly landed inside the vault. It didn't open, but it did quiver a little. I will assume the lock is looking for a thingamabob with a strong aeroflow signature. Attempt number 6. I finally discovered it. I found a creature wearing an Aeroflow mask. I used one of my slow spells to catch it and remove the mask. When I inserted the mask into the mask-shaped slot on the vault, it opened. Perhaps I should have investigated the slot earlier. Note to self, stop taking forgetting potions. You always forget why you took them. I imagine Aloyne doesn't even know the main reason she takes the forgetting potions. She's probably just like, oh, well, I'm taking them because I'm taking them. She probably doesn't even remember the main reason she's taking them, and she just takes them because she's addicted at this point. You know, which is crazy to me. But yeah, let's keep going here. Oh, vault access note. Okay. Hello, trespasser. Still here? Not for long. You have foolishly stumbled upon the vault of Aloyne Enfield. Here I have kept my relic stashed away from prying eyes, including yours. I bet you'll never find out how to open the vault. In fact, I took a forgetting potion to keep it even more secret, so even I don't know how to get it anymore. I am a genius. Ha ha ha. Aloyne Enfield. So it seems like Aloyne really just lost herself after dealing with her siblings, trying to get something published because she was researching some really cool things and like about Amber Echo and all that sort of stuff. So it's just really, really interesting that like she lost herself over time because of forgetting potions. And so yeah, I guess instead of like keeper of, I don't know, do we call them like masters of the Aeroflow Vault, I guess? Master of the Aeroflow Vault. I guess we can just call Aloyne that, you know? But yeah, let's keep going. Flow extractor note. Note to self, in case I forget, this is an Aeroflow extractor invented by Father. It takes flora and fauna and harmlessly extracts the air aspect of flow from them. If you need another element, visit one of your siblings. Belafontina has Terraflow, Hollywood has Hydroflow, and Amadeus has Pyroflow. They all hate you. Yeah, so the siblings all hate Aloyne, and Major Domo Enfield is their father. Like, he's the father of them all. It's weird that there's no mother mentioned, which makes me wonder. I still think they're Galders, even though like Aloyne has human tendencies, but yeah, I don't know. But let's go ahead and write this down. So Belafontina is Terraflow, master of the Terraflow Vault. Hallward is Hydroflow. I was right about that. Cool. Not Hydroflow, of the master of the Hydroflow Vault. And Amadeus is Pyroflow. So Amadeus is master of the Pyroflow Vault. So yeah, it's interesting, even like putting a note in here that they all hate you in case I forget. So like Aloyne was just starting to lose herself towards the end of her life, which is crazy to me to see. But yeah, let's keep going. My ultimate invention. Behold, my critics may have laughed, but I have finally created my greatest invention. The wearer of this signet shall gather untold access to Amber Echo. It is my greatest hope that by collecting more, I shall unlock the secrets of space, time, and unreality. If I do fall to time, my greatest nemesis, I bestow this gift to my spiritual successors. May you use your new powers to rewind the clock and bring me back to continue in our fight. P.S. Incidentally, it also functions as 1/4 of the override to gain access to my family home. To the family home. The others forgot to turn off my admin rights. They won't be able to do anything about Father without me. So how ironic that they forgot to turn off the admin rights for Aloyne. Because Aloyne's been taking all these forgetting potions. She's the one that's supposed to forget. That's kind of like a, you know, win-win for her. You know, but she basically like leaves a will and testament here for like us, the player, for the relic or whatever. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, not much here. Like she said, if I do fall time, you can have this, you know. So interesting. But anyway, let's keep going. Notes on Aeroflow Galder. Mixing airflow with the natural terraflow required to power Galder has resulted in a rather energetic specimen. Some lab results below. Airflow Galder is noticeably more agile than the control. It is also more prone to risk, and therefore accidental self-injury. The most willful of the experiments to date, and often needed to be convinced to obey commands. We did lose control of it on several occasions. While the Aeroflot Galder did possess a significant physical advantage in combat, it also seemed to be more easily distractible and non-committal, which made the match more or less even. Not currently a viable candidate for occupancy. So maybe they aren't Galders, the Enfields. I thought they were. Maybe I'm wrong, but like, I guess they're not. But like, it's weird because Aloin does have human tendencies, but has a oneness for a rock. So it's hard to say whether or not they could be human, you know? And who's to say they're not? They could. We don't know what type of species they are, but I'm assuming at this point it is human, but we, again, could be wrong. But yeah, and that is it for Aloin's story. Like, Aloin, I think it's probably one of the sadder stories of the Enfields because, you know, even I feel like Aloin was less of a villain than the other Enfields because Aloin wanted to discover the universe and wanted to be somewhere else other than with the Enfields, and the downfall of Aloin was literally the forgetting potions and just forgetting everything constantly. But she was trying to numb herself to the point where she didn't remember that her siblings hate her and that she, you know, didn't get published in a journal. She just wanted to be known for something. She just wanted to feel, you know, proud of something. And that was her downfall, basically, is like she stopped remembering stuff. And yeah, it's sad, man. That's a sad way to go. But yeah, that is going to be the video for today. But thank you guys for watching, hanging out. I appreciate it a ton. I will see you guys in the next video. And yeah, goodbye.